Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the Ray-Ban RB4487 Steve sunglasses. But first, I'll thank today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com, the absolute best place to buy designer sunglasses like these up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, our website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pop these sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 54mm lenses and an 18mm bridge, and this is the standard and only size of the sunglasses that Ray-Ban currently produces these frames in, so there's not a larger or a smaller lens size. But here with 54mm lens size, these frames are going to offer a good standard size, so they're going to fit the average person's face really nicely. And the hinge to hinge distance here is 132mm, which again is going to be great, medium size for a pair of sunglasses. And now, as far as the exact colorway that I have on today's video, these have Ray-Ban's black on transparent frames, and then the lenses are their gray gradient blue lenses. Really good looking lens. I love the look of these frames outdoors, or the lenses outdoors. They really do kind of pop. I do like a good gradient from a kind of styling perspective. Now, as far as weight goes, these frames are extremely lightweight, coming in at only 27 grams. So you can wear these frames all day long without any discomfort, which is really nice. They have a good balance to them as well. And yeah, anything under 30 grams is going to be really good to wear all day long. And these frames, again, at 27 grams, definitely do not disappoint from a weight standpoint goes. Now, as far as the build quality and material goes, these frames are made out of Ray-Ban's injected nylon material, which is definitely a cheaper material than something like an acetate, but it's going to be definitely cheaper to produce as well, and much more lightweight than an acetate would be. Now, these frames do not have a metal stem that runs down through the temples. They are clear here, but there is no metal stem at all, so they're not going to hold an adjustment quite as good as something, again, with an acetate frame with a metal stem. You can still heat up these frames and give them a custom fit to the face. They're just not going to hold it quite as good, and they're going to be more prone to bending because of that. Now, these frames are made in Italy. They say that here in the inner right temple of the frames, they say Ray-Ban made in Italy. They do have very nice and premium 5-barrel all-metal hinges. You just feel really good when opening up and closing them. Very substantial and nice here. And the biggest problem with these, again, is that nylon material. You can actually feel the injection marks here around the entire temple of the frame where it's a two-piece design. And that's actually my nail catching on that injected line there. That's found on both the left and the right. And again, you can hear that. So they feel cheap. I feel like they should have definitely polished that down and made it much smoother. They definitely did not. And because of that, it feels cheap. It feels much cheaper than an acetate frame from like a block construction where you wouldn't have that at all. Now, another demerit of these frames is going to be the little metal accents here at the top of the frames. These little metal accents are just there for show. They are pressed into the nylon material, and they are not connected at all to the metal hinge. So they're just there for styling purposes and not there for practicality, like on a traditional pair of, again, acetate frames, where that is actually going to help connect the all-metal hinge to the frame and add the rigidity. These are just there for show. Now, they do have a painted on Ray-Ban logo there in the top right corner of the lens, and then also an etched RB logo here in the middle left of the lens. Now, moving down to the outside temples of the frame, we can see a raised Ray-Ban logo in both the left and the right temple of the frames, and that's basically the exact same logo that's used on the original Ray-Ban Wayfarer, which is definitely good looking and definitely kind of preserves a kind of heritage style of these frames. Definitely, I do like that look. We can also see they do have a retro keyhole style bridge here, which also looks really good. Definitely kind of pulls in the whole style of these frames. I really do like this kind of gradient frame colorway where they start dark and then they progressively get clear right here. And actually, it's not really a gradient. It's more of like a harsh, kind of like a Clubmaster style where it's actually a harsh line here. So I'm sorry that I didn't say gradient, because these aren't a gradient. They're actually a harsh, very strict kind of flat line style. Definitely breaks up the frame, and I really do like the styling of these frames because of that. I really do think these look really good. Now, the temples are going to be somewhat transparent as well, so they are darker here on the outside and they get lighter here on the inside of the injected material, because again, it's two different pieces. So you have the dark and then the light piece there, and definitely a cool, interesting style, and definitely, I keep saying definitely, sorry, but they do have a really cool style to them, and I do like these a lot. These lenses are going to block 100% of UVA and UVB rays, which is extremely important for your eye health, and that is, again, the minimum standard that you need to have. And the lens material is made out of a bio-based polymade material, so polymer lenses, and the clarity is going to be good, but it's not going to be nearly as good as something with an all-glass lens, and they're also not going to have quite as good scratch resistance as something with an all-glass lens would. So definitely kind of, you can hear the plastic kind of cheap lens, but that's going to help make the frames more lightweight, which is really nice as well. Now, as far as coverage from the sun goes, these frames are not going to offer the best coverage from the sun because they have these kind of squared off lenses. So here up top, we can see there's a really big gap to let sunlight in unprotected. And then here on the side, again, there's a massive gap that lets sunlight in unprotected. So overall, again, not the best coverage. But yeah, overall, definitely decent clarity, but nothing too crazy, nothing too special, not a lot of contrast enhancing, just a standard kind of pair of lenses. Definitely better than the average, cheap pair of frames or cheap pair of sunglasses, but, definitely solid, if that makes sense, but nothing crazy. Now, as far as the overall style and build quality goes, the build quality is good. They just really need to do a better job of making these frames a little bit smoother, kind of polishing down the injected material here. That way you don't feel that cheap kind of injection when you hold the frames. I definitely do not like that at all, but I do really like the look of these frames. I think they look really good on face, and the price is also not too bad either. These frames come in at $166. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below directly to Ray-Ban's website, where I have these frames and a ton of other really cool and interesting looking colorways, and we also do have these available on our website for a substantial discount off the original MSRP. So again, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to our website as well if you want to get these frames for a really good price. Overall, a solid pair of frames from Ray-Ban, especially if you can get these for a good price. I think at $166, they definitely are on the more expensive side for what you are getting. I'm glad that they're still made in Italy, but the build quality here just is not where it should be for a pair of $166 sunglasses, in my opinion. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and then be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.